Hello and welcome to another episode of the Regulation Podcast. My name is Geoff Ramsey. With me, as always, Andrew Panton and Gavin Free in that order of importance and popularity. This is episode 4. Hi, guys.
Oh, wait.
That's a little, that's just factually correct. First of all, sorry, Gavin, go ahead.
I heard the popularity part after I realized I wasn't paying attention to the order of the names.
It was you than me. It was just him stating the guy with a huge slow motion YouTube channel on the side is bigger than the piss boy Vancouver child kicker. Who would predict? More popular in every metric. Geoff said that as a dig. It's just a fact.
But on this podcast, you're the most popular.
I don't think that's true. Well, if we go by ANAG, I'm first, but I think that's the only measuring system in which I'm ahead of everybody.
I'll be honest, the gaslighting is so intense and immediate, I don't remember what I said now.
Oh, you went Gavin than me.
I'm pretty sure I didn't. I'm pretty sure I went the other way, but now you've got me. Now you've got me confused.
I'm locked in.
I thought I was bottom, but I couldn't quite.
International superstar.
I have a
Gavin Free.
I have a running list in my head at all times of the order of popularity of you to me, and I'm pretty sure Andrew's above Gavin right now. So I think I
don't think that's true at all.
I think I said his name first.
I disagree strongly, but you know, we're our wires are crossed. We haven't done this in a bit. It's been a while.
Yeah, I'm all jet lagged.
Oh yeah, you're all home though, right? Did you get some sleep last night?
Yeah, but I was so tired. I fell asleep at like 9, then I woke up at 4. So this feels like really late. It feels like we're recording at normal time.
You've been up since 4?
Yeah.
Also, it's weird because we're recording at a different time on a different day, so everything's just out of whack.
It's all fucked.
Who are we blaming for that? Me?
Yeah, that's your fault, but that's okay.
All right.
Yeah, I think we can.
I wouldn't
blame
even say
you for
fault.
that. However, had you not been out of town on a trip, I would have had to reschedule today, so then it would have been my fault. So I guess
you would have been scot-free. Why did you even say anything?
I guess
no
I
one
could have been.
No one would have known.
Because I'm trying to make a comedy podcast here. I would have been second. So I guess I'm secondarily responsible. Like if you're unable to fill your duties of irresponsibility, I would step up.
I feel like honesty is important and it makes you popular. And I think that you could potentially now be the most popular member of this podcast.
Wow.
That's very sweet of you to say, but I don't know. Going up against such heavyweights as the Canadian and the Brit, I don't know, man. hard to compete with those two.
I mean, you're saying it like it's high bar. I feel like it's low bar across the board.
Oh, really? I do too.
Yeah.
I thought the sarcasm was dripping, but I guess not. I'm sorry.
No, listen, you just called me the Canadian. We don't do sarcasm. We don't do. That's not a thing. Why would you do that to me? Gavin, how was your trip?
Oh, it was lovely.
It was nice.
Yep. Had a little birthday in England.
Yeah. Oh, when was the last time you had a birthday in England?
Oh, a few years ago, probably. Went to the cheese rolling. I know that you're a big fan of the cheese roll.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I was very excited to see when you shared clips of the cheese roll.
Was that your first time attending the cheese rolling?
Yes.
Was it as awesome as it looks?
It's something I've realized that just doesn't come across well on camera. And even on my footage, that hill is freaking steep. Like, it is so immensely steep. I don't know how people don't die.
Is this, now having seen it, is this something that you think to yourself, like, I want to get into this? Like, I want to roll down that hill?
I would love to.
Well, how do we make that happen?
Well, I mean, there is just the risk. Like, I feel like currently I'm responsible for other people's stuff. And if I break my both legs, then everyone suffers.
I think you could film slow-mo in a chair.
Yeah?
Let me ask you a question. You went to the cheese rolling, right?
Yeah.
And you saw the whole thing?
Yep.
Did anybody get taken off in an ambulance?
Not that I saw, but
you're fine then.
but based on some of the footage I got, I don't know how.
Now, were you shooting this just for fun, or was this a work gig?
I was filming it for slow-mo, but
Okay.
it was after I'd already booked my flights home, where I was like, when's that cheese roll? I should really try. And then I realized it just happened to be in the middle of the week that I was home, so I just packed my smallest camera.
That's awesome.
So did you just roll up as an attendee, or did you let them know a world famous high speed photographer Gavin Free will be in attendance today at your event?
No, we went there and there was a little press area, and I thought, I got a camera and a tripod.
That's awesome. Did you run into any comment leavers or?
You got recognized a few times. I don't know if there was some actual comment leavers there, and even one of the BBC guys knew of this podcast.
Oh, wow.
Dude, that's awesome. Did you tell him that maybe if he knows about it, maybe the world should know about it and the BBC should get behind it? God damn it! Like we're making fucking news here.
I think the BBC would include us in a news post.
We're not called face anymore.
That's formerly, previously known as.
We should start off every conversation with every interviewer or media person with, you can talk about us now. It's okay.
How long do you think until we get in Variety?
That's the dream. That is the Signal Awards of 2024.
Yeah, but don't you kind of not want to be in Variety now? Don't you kind of just want to be like, I'm a Hollywood Reporter guy. Fuck Variety.
Ooh.
No.
I mean, I'll be in we can do the Hollywood Reporter. We can
draw like a line in the sand.
I mean, I'm not opposed to being in the Hollywood Reporter as well.
Right. Yeah.
I think it's funnier if we end up in Variety.
Be a nice
I have
little...
a beef with Hollywood press.
It would be nice to end up in Variety for a good thing for once. Every time I've been in it, it has not been great.
Yeah, that's fair. I can understand that from your perspective. With the cheese rolling, Gavin.
Yeah.
Did you have any temptation to like try to track down that type of cheese? Like, what would you do if you won? How do you travel with the cheese? Would you bring it with you? Because you're kind of lucky you could leave it with family.
Oh, you mean if I ran the cheese roll?
Yeah, if you ran, because you win the cheese, right? If you on the run. First of all, how many runs do they do? Like, how many cheeses do they give out?
I saw 4.
Oh, that's a lot less
like
than I was anticipating.
3 men's runs and a woman's one.
Is it all the same kind of cheese?
I don't know. Honestly, the cheese was my enemy that day because I was right at the bottom of the hill, directly in the middle, and all the real press were hiding behind hay bales, and we were just shoved off to the side. Like all the people with real equipment were like, "Yeah, piss off, we got this spot." So we were just shoved over and over. And then like a bunch of people with GoPros and just like whoever that felt like it started climbing into the press area. So I was shoved even more further over, completely exposed to the cheese. So for the first 5 seconds of the 10-second cheese roll, I was just trying not to be killed by cheese.
Oh, that's
because
great.
It comes cooking down that hill. So I would just be watching the cheese, and then after it missed me, I would start filming.
Hey, Nick, there's about 7 sound drops in there. If you could pull those out, they're all gold.
Oh, yeah. You got it.
Thank you.
Oh, what happened?
No, you just said a lot of really awesome stuff.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That we should isolate and hold on to forever.
One more thing about the cheese thing. What was the craziest thing that you saw at the cheese thing?
Well, there were a lot of drunk people.
Yeah, I assume.
Yeah.
I feel like that goes with it.
I just saw so many necks get real bent up. One guy was great too. He face planted so hard, both of his shoes flew off.
Oh.
Did you see like scorpion after scorpion?
Oh yeah, some of the most awkward looking scorpions I've ever seen in my life. Like scorpions on the move while twisting.
On a scale of 1 to 10, for fun, where did it land?
Oh, to watch?
Yeah.
Like a 9.
Dang.
Wow.
Should we make it a regulation event and maybe go next year or sometime in the future? Do you think it's worth us doing that?
Yeah, but it's like it's not really an organized event anymore. It's more of just like a bunch of people go and do it.
Right? Like they crack down on it being organized.
I mean, I feel like that's better. You know, I feel like that's what you want when nobody's in charge and nobody takes responsibility. That's when the real fun shit happens.
Yeah, it is truly a shit show. And we got to get there early if we're going to make a thing of it.
How do you figure out when it is? It's pretty public still, right? Like it's just...
Just look it up.
Yeah, it's not like they're fucking spray painting cheese to the wall and like you got to crack the code where it is. Like it's an espionage film. Yeah.
I love cheese. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I just made myself laugh.
That was good.
Yeah, that was good, right? I love cheese. If you're 100 years old, you'll remember the Halo 2 ARG, I love bees.
Yeah, I love bees.
Oh yeah.
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 Oh.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
How was your birthday? You have fun?
Yeah, uneventful.
Uneventful? We made birthday content for you. I'm excited for you to say.
Is that why you all just started texting me how like that I was a great guy?
Still hasn't responded.
It was your birthday, and we were just
Yeah.
trying to wish you well.
Yeah. Happy birthday.
Thought it would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just all at the same time, and also Nick texted me, which I don't think has ever happened.
It has now.
There maybe was a conversation about how when you are when you're told that you're a great guy, you respond instantly, and I still haven't technically received a response from that
Correct.
text.
Yeah, I don't think I replied to you individually.
No.
I would just watch the video if I were you.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
a lot
That's
of us
great
just
content.
sharing our feelings about you and celebrating you and how much we love you and talking about
can't
how
wait.
great you are and all the things that make you you.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna enjoy it a lot.
Yeah.
This is so like
feel-
it sounds so like dastardly.
Yeah, I feel very uneasy.
I don't know why. You're going to get like a 45-minute expression of love of the three best friends and then the guy who's never texted you before.
You said you're feeling uneasy. I had an all-time uneasy moment the other day, and I've realized that I need to be more when I'm doing actions, I need to think them through further.
No, you
I
don't.
can't.
No, you what? No, hold on. No. Where did you get that in your head?
Well, okay. Well, what? Typically, I'll be doing like 3 or 4 things at once, and then I'll just go solution to problem, do solution, and then not fully think about the potential consequences of said thing. It was I was sitting at my desk, and I was like updating something on our Patreon page, and I was looking at something for a game, and I realized, I hadn't taken my anxiety medicine for the day. I take like 1 pill a day. So I was like, I need to take it. But all of the things on my desk were empty. All of the like beverages I had outside of one. So I went, I'll drink this one with my pill. And so I put the pill in my mouth. Then I took a drink, and I forgot that beverage contained boba balls in it. So I have the pill in my mouth, and then all of a sudden there is like 15 boba pearls in my mouth, and I go into full panic mode because how am I going to swallow all of this? It's just filled.
Basically put like a bunch of other pills in your mouth.
Yeah,
Wash down
it
your
was-
pills with pills.
It was a massive amount of just circular balls in my. That is an unfortunate combination of words, but it is what
All
happened.
balls are circular.
Yeah.
To throw that out there.
I panicked, and I tried to crush all the balls in my mouth with my tongue, and that resulted in me missing, and then me accidentally swallowing, and then the pill was melting at the same time. So I thought I'll just try again, but I'll lift the straw up higher, but that still didn't work. So I ended up just having to swallow like 4 boba pearls alongside my pill, and it was just complete chaos. It was a very relaxed time to all of a sudden instant panic.
Did the size of the straw not give away what kind of beverage it was going to be?
The fact I ordered it gave away what type of beverage it was going to be. The issue was I just wasn't thinking.
Now you explained that story to us just now. And what I heard was a perfectly reasonable interaction that went the way it should have. What you're describing is how that should have gone. I don't know why you would
Yes.
want to change your line of thought, because I feel like everything that you just explained makes the universe wanted it to happen that way, and we want to make the universe happy.
I don't know if I can convey the genuine level of shock when all the boba pearls flew into my mouth on this first sip.
That was supposed to happen. We needed that to happen. For balance, the universe needed that to happen. Please don't take that away from us.
I'm not going to. I'm incapable of changing in that way, but it was a moment of, God damn it, I wish I just thought this through a little bit more. I wish I didn't just drink the drink. I wish I got up, got a new glass of water, but instead, now I have all these pearls in my mouth. And it started to melt in my mouth, the pill. I'm very thankful it was like a lemonade boba type thing because it covered up, but I could, like when a pill lasts too long in your mouth and you start to taste it and it's terrible. Pills always taste the worst. It was that, but I thankfully had a mask.
I feel like I'm usually a new drink guy anyway. Like if a glass of water's been out all night, it goes all old.
Yeah.
I
Totally.
always assume that if I leave like a glass of water out overnight while I'm asleep, cockroaches and bugs are going to use it as a swimming pool. And then in the morning, I'll be like, oh, I think it's totally fine. But really, like, some cockroach is doing the backstroke in it. And maybe two drunk flies were banging like it's a hot tub.
Does it happen here? Because in England, I remember if you fill a glass of water the night before, the next morning it's going to be all full of bubbles and taste weird. And here, the tap water is so freaking disgusting, I just don't drink it. Like, does it happen here too?
Yeah, if you leave it out, yeah.
Yeah.
Just gets all like weird and bubbly and gross.
And I don't know if bubbly, I don't think I'd describe it as
I don't-
bubbly for me. But
Also,
yeah.
don't know that I'd describe it as bubbly. But it gets
Why'd you say yeah then?
flat and still. Because it gets weird.
Yeah, it
definitely
tastes
gets
weird.
It definitely tastes off. It definitely tastes like it's been sitting forever.
But you don't have the bubbles stuck to the inside of the glass?
Does
Not
our
that- well-
does British tap water carbonate itself overnight? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know what happens with it, but I'm sure if you're in England, you've seen it with the water. Just leave a glass of water for a day and there's bubbles on the inside now.
All right.
I think what I'm imagining
where
is
they come from.
bubbles.
maybe we all need to fill a glass of water half full and stick it somewhere in our house
Oh.
after this recording ends, and then take a picture of it, and then in 24 hours come back and look at the results.
I think that's a great idea. There are people listening to this right now who don't know what we're talking about, and there's other people fucking screaming at their phones about how, yeah, bubbles. Yeah, the water bubbles. I just think it goes stale. I don't know that I've
Yeah.
seen bubbles, right?
You've not just...
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Stale.
I wouldn't even describe it as it. The taste is so bad when you leave.
Yeah,
it.
I filter all of the water I drink here, and it means that the bubble thing doesn't happen.
So typically, I'm drinking my water out of a Gerpler. Like I'll go get it, I'll drink the glass. It's all a singular thing. I'm not going to leave water overnight. I ran into this problem when we were streaming. We're deep into our stream, and I'm still trying to resolve it because the bottles that I stream out of are large. They don't fit in the sink. And you're also supposed to, apparently, it carbonates better if it's cold. So the only thing I could do is, if I wanted to like avoid having to go downstairs to like the kitchen sink, is to fill it in the bathtub. But I didn't want to leave it in the fridge overnight because of the bubbling thing.
Stop. Wait, what?
Well, because
You're drinking bathtub water?
no. So I would, when I'm carbonating, the thing doesn't fit in the sink where I get my tap water typically, but it does fit in the tub, and it's all the same water. There's no difference in the water.
I just don't know why you said no.
No, I understand why he says no, because when you say tub water, you're implying
You're
you
acting
filled
like
the
that's a
bathtub
different
up
thing.
and then got in the bathtub and then scooped the soda stream thing in and grabbed the water. And all he's doing is saying he needs the clearance under the tub
need the
nozzle to fill
space.
the water. Yeah. No, Andrew, I'm right here with you, buddy.
Tub water, and also just saying tub water is different than tap. It's the same thing. It's the same water. It's no different.
It's tap water.
It's all tap water. Just one comes
Yeah,
out of the
but-
tub.
But hot water, well, I guess that depends too. Like some people's hot water comes out of a tank and it's not potable.
Oh yeah.
Not in America.
I'm not using hot water.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about there, but there's no hot water in a house in America that's not potable.
You don't have a tank?
Some houses have hot water tanks or we have waterless heating systems, but you still can drink the hot water out of your tap.
Oh.
Have you never drank the hot water out of, I mean, I guess when would you? But have you just been like avoiding hot water getting in your mouth forever here?
Yeah. Well, I grew up with those.
Do you take cold showers?
I grew up with the English taps where there's like a cold tap and a hot tap and they're separate taps.
Uh-huh.
That's because you can't drink the hot one. That you don't want to mix them.
So, wait.
What
so
the
whole
fuck
time-
kind of third world country is England, dude?
The whole time you've lived here, when you take like a hot shower, do you keep your mouth like so closed?
I think out of habit. If the water's hot, I don't want it in my mouth.
It's so weird. In America, the hotter it is, the safer it is. That's we boil stuff to get rid of the impurities.
Yeah, you can. No one stood in the shower having a drink while they're showering. What are you talking about?
No, but we're not avoiding it because we think it's not safe to drink either.
I mean, it will get in my mouth, but I'll gauze it back out onto the floor. I'm not going to just be like, oh, it's in. I'm going to swallow it.
The only time I've ever had to deal with non-potable water is when I was in the fucking deserts of Kuwait taking a shower off the back of a tanker truck.
That's the only time you...
It doesn't make its way into our homes, dude.
Would you drink toilet water?
Well, no, because I piss in there, but the water itself is coming from the same place all the other water does. Like, if you get to it before it touches the pee sides, it's clean water.
I've got a scenario for you, Geoff.
Okay.
If you had to drink the tub water of someone on this podcast, whose would you take a swig of?
Yours.
I really don't think it matters.
I think I would take it out of yours. I feel like it would bring us closer together.
Oh, God.
Oh, I'm quite hairy, though. I don't think you want mine.
No, I don't think I would enjoy it anyway, but I would pick you just because I've known you the longest.
It's like a 10-year thing.
Yeah, it's a 10-year thing. I'm the most comfortable around you because of that. And I just feel like our friendship would have the best chance of survival after.
Now, when you say that, Gavin,
I
are you
think
saying
that's
it in the context that I'm using it? That I'm filling my bottle with water? Like I'm using the tap in the tub? Because if so, it really doesn't matter.
Wait, what?
So I'm leaning in the tub, right? Like I twist the knob for cold water. And then I stand next to the tub and I put it underneath the thing where the water comes out. And then I fill it and I leave.
No, you're just dunking your cup or bottle into someone's bath.
Oh, no. Okay, that's...
Is there soap in the bath?
No.
Oh, but they've been in the bath. They just have been in without products.
Yeah. But I feel like Andrew's would be the strongest because he stews for longer.
Interesting.
It's
Yeah.
like he's overly steeped.
Who do you
water.
think makes the least powerful water?
Probably whoever takes the quickest bath.
Oh, yeah.
It'd probably be me then.
You got a speed bath?
I got army in me. You know, I can't eat
yeah.
or bathe longer than like 30 seconds. I got to get it fucking in and out.
When was the last time you sat in a bath, Geoff? Like you took a bath?
I took a bath maybe a month ago because I was sore and I wanted to. Oh, it's because of diverticulitis. About a month ago, I had a diverticulitis flare up, and sometimes it helps to lay in the bathtub in hot water for a little while. So but before that, maybe I would say I take 2 baths a year, maybe.
Wow.
And it's always like, oh, I fucking pulled a muscle and I need to lay in hot water with Epsom salt or something to relax. Yeah, probably no more than 2 a year.
When I went into this story, I never thought it would lead into Gavin being weird. A Gavin weirdness being exposed. That was not the direction I was anticipating.
Wait, what was I doing that was weird?
What do you mean, not drinking hot water? Avoiding all hot water, thinking it's not safe? That's an odd thing. I understand your context with
It's
it.
gross too. I mean, I'll drink boiled water, but just hot water. What's that for? Lukewarm, but like warm water? Tastes
It
like shit.
has... Yeah. I'm not a fan of hot beverages in general. I mean, I prefer cold. But I never thought, that's so weird. The idea that you can't drink half your water is fascinating.
It's not that he can't drink it. It's that he can't drink it based on a false premise.
What I've learned in this process is it really hurt my streaming. Like I've got a lot of, I don't even know, syrup, I guess, that I can mix with. But I haven't been doing it at the ratio because I want to try it being cold, but I can't. It takes too long to be cold. And it'd be nice to just like prep bottles ahead of time for carbonation. And I'm scared to carbonate the water and then leave it because I feel like it'll get stale, like you guys were saying before. So I've been trying to find a solution for that, and I haven't found it yet. I did do some deep diving into if you could buy water purifiers for your bathtub, and they do not exist in the way that I need them to.
Well,
It is like
market we could get into.
it's like salt bags you could put on the front. Like it is more a cosmetic thing, but it's like adding to the water. I haven't been able to
Salt
find just like a Brita for your tub.
Why would you? Who would need that?
I do for my,
Just because
my
you-
carbonation.
Just because you don't like changing floors.
Yeah, well, it would be more convenient.
Why don't you just move your room downstairs?
Well, I haven't my stuff, my work set up, my office. It wouldn't work. It's an open concept downstairs. Be yelling all throughout. I need space. I need a corner. I wouldn't be able to fit the I don't know, my 2 Xboxes, my 3 Xbox. It's just Xbox City over here. I can't do that downstairs. I also don't want to be next to the kitchen. That's a busy place to be.
Mm.
I'd rather just have my own fake kitchen upstairs with my Brita. I think you can get like jug Britas, right?
Yeah.
I think that might be.
I used to have one.
Yeah.
They're fine.
They're fine? Okay.
What
Yeah,
if
they're
you
good.
run a hose from the downstairs kitchen out of the house, up the side of the wall and into your room?
Well, the problem with the hose is that you have to be at the source to turn it on or off.
No, leave it on and then just cork it.
You mean like one of those hoses where you can like twist the knob to like have the flow go or not go?
Yeah.
Is that if I leave the water running, is it just environmentally, like what are we talking about for the environment with that? Is that bad?
The environment is there's no water coming out.
I think you should just get one of these guns and then have that running. That's how you fill up your bottles and get water. Because you can do like a light mist if you get warm, and then you can do like the heavy stream to fill up a bottle. You know what I mean?
Explain to me what you think is happening with the environment if you leave that on. But closed.
I don't, the water is where I'm saying, hey, water, get in here. Keep on getting in here.
But if it's
there's
not coming
nowhere
out-
for it to go.
Here's what can happen, because this happened to me literally yesterday. I was giving my dog a bath because he dug a fucking hole in the yard and got covered in dirt and mud. And so I was giving my dog a bath, and I have one of those stupid hoses you see on TV that's all tiny, and then you put water and it goes like, bloop, 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 and it gets big, you know?
Mine
It's like-
exploded.
Yeah. Well, I had one of those, and I had a little nozzle attached to the end of it that you put like dog soap in, and then you can spray your dog with it and stuff. And I set it down for a minute, and I went inside to get a towel or something, and I came back out a few minutes later, and there was just water pouring everywhere, and my entire backyard was covered in water, and I couldn't figure it out, and I ran over and I turned it off, and that fucking hose exploded.
Yours
It
went as
just
well?
exploded. Yeah, just like yours did. And it was creating the
terrible.
biggest fucking mess I've ever seen in my life. It was crazy. It had just been left on like 20 minutes, maybe.
That's our second exploded hose tail. So now we've got one for each podcast.
Yeah. That's crazy. I wonder whose hose is going to explode next.
Well, hopefully not Andrew's because it will explode in his office.
Here, I'm going to draw a design of where I think the water might be going and why it would be environmentally bad.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
It's, give me a second.
So this is my favorite conversation we've ever had. Just
Which part
everything
of
that
it?
started the way that it started with Andrew filling up his bottle in the tub to Gavin not drinking hot water to now running a hose and Andrew drawing a diagram about how this might not be environmentally friendly.
Okay.
I feel like we haven't lost it between podcasts.
This is my drawing. I
don't know that we ever
didn't
had
know
it.
I needed an image to draw on top of, so just ignore the primary
Oh,
point
Christ.
of the image. This is the only way I know how to draw stuff is by putting it into Messenger and then drawing over an image
my
that
Lord.
was placed.
Hey, before we end the podcast while he's uploading this, we should remember to talk about the last month. Now that we're on the other end of it, we can finally sew everything up.
Well, we're only halfway through. We got tons of time.
I know. I'm just giving us a little note to
How
make
deep
sure
into
we
the
don't forget.
podcast do you think we were? We're like 30 minutes, dude.
Okay, so this is my drawing.
Why do you have?
So you've drawn on a screenshot.
So this is what, as I said, ignore the background image. I needed something white
You are an animal.
to illustrate this.
Have you heard of cropping? Have you heard of just like take a screenshot of something
Well,
white?
we're on a
if you're gonna
podcast, and I didn't have time to crop.
take a picture of the damn wall and draw that way.
Well, I did it. Doesn't matter. Just ignore it.
I'm more interested in you just drew an L.
Yeah. So this is what I'm thinking, right? So I twist the thing, and I say, "Hey, water, get in here. Come in here." And you see the light green line.
Yeah.
That's the hose. So the water's going up the hose, and it's not going out because I have the thing saying, "Hey, don't get out of here."
So the left side is the like user end.
Yes, that's the user, and that would be where I could flip the nozzle or the switch, and the water goes psh, and fires. What I don't know is, does the water continue to flow? And because it continues to flow, obviously it can't flow further into the hose.
Flow where?
Because there's no room. Does it? Well, I don't know where. When I
let me ask you this.
Yeah.
When you've got like a tap, and let's say you got an outdoor tap, usually has a hose on it.
Yeah.
Take the hose off. Forget about that hose.
Okay.
There's water pressure, right? It wants to leave the tap, but your tap, if you turn it off, it blocks the water.
Yeah.
You're just doing that, but further up.
Well, no, so when I look at an outside water tap, right? When I look at a tap, I know that if I twist that nozzle, that means water comes out. I don't know what's happening behind that.
But you're not making water from there.
Do you know how a nozzle works?
No, I have no idea how a nozzle works. That's
It's like
the
a
entire
door,
point
man.
of this
It's just a
conversation.
fucking water door. All it does is open and close. It just opens a hole in the pipe to allow the water.
So the
through.
water
the
is
water
always
is at
going.
the door. It's like Hodor. The water is at the door the
Okay.
whole time, and the spigot is Hodor, and he's just holding the door. He's holding the water back, and he's holding the water back so that all the wildlings or whoever can fucking escape. And then every once in a while, you turn the hose, and Hodor lets the water out.
The only way it's bad for the environment is if Hodor's kind of weak and he's leaking a little.
Yeah.
Okay. So as long as there's no leak.
You just got to make sure Hodor has all of his what do you call those little rubber rings? Yeah, his seals. You got to make sure
His
all his
O-rings?
seals are in place. His O-rings. His Hodor
O-rings.
rings.
This is stupid.
It'd be nice if they did a Brita
Fucking
hose.
dumbest. This is fucking. Maybe you need to reinvent the hose, Andrew. Maybe that's
No, I don't.
okay.
I don't understand any of this.
I was gonna say you want him to reinvent the hose. You don't know how like a faucet works. What are you talking about?
You could rig that up, Andrew. You could. How far is the kitchen from where you're sitting?
That's.
Does the kitchen have a window?
Well, it's summer. The flies. I can't. There's a door. I can run it from one door to another door.
On the inside?
Yeah. Well, there's patios.
Okay.
There's a patio situation.
And then could you... Geoff's
Okay, so Geoff just posted an image of how this works. So where does the water go at the bottom?
It's just not gonna help.
It's just there. It doesn't go anywhere. It's just hanging out there. It's pushing up against the door.
How?
That little red screw. That's Hodor, man.
It's water
Okay.
pressure from the water company.
Yeah, but well, wait. The water company is providing pressure.
Well, I assume the reservoir or whatever water management thing at the other end of the pipe is pushing water.
Okay, so let's say I don't pay
pressurized.
my water bill. When they
Yeah.
shut off my water, what are they doing?
They go out to the street in front of your house where there is a shut-off valve, and they shut it off at the street so that they Hodor it right there, and then
So
so,
it's
the
just
water
a
can't
series
even
of
get
doors.
to your. Yeah, it's all it is. It's a series of doors and pipes.
What is stopping you from just going out there and turning it back on with that big, long thing?
They might lock it or something. I don't know.
Oh.
Also, probably it's I don't know. It's against the law, I would assume.
Stealing
I
water.
don't even know where I'd find
Yeah.
it. I assumed it was in my house, to be honest.
Most people don't know where to find it. There's a bunch of them in your house. There's one under your sink that you can turn off right now. There's
Okay.
all kinds of doors along a water pipe.
There's one right next to the toilet. They're
Yeah, there's one
everywhere,
behind
man.
the toilet. There's one.
I've
There's
seen
one
those
next
ones.
to every faucet. There's one at the faucet and 5 feet in front of the faucet and everywhere in your house.
How do they make sure that the water pressure isn't so much that it pushes in the door? How is that prevented?
Science.
Great. Okay. Thanks.
Well, a lot of valves can be closed like from the pressure. Like the pressure keeps them closed. And then you have to
Okay.
push them open.
A thing that we have happen in Austin that I've never had happen before I moved here is that so much water gets into the treatment plant when it rains that they can't clean it in time for it to get to you, Andrew. So
God.
we have a boil notice, and for like 10 days, you have to boil your water because it makes it not potable.
Yes.
It gets overwhelmed by the amount of water.
Yes, exactly. So it's a very intricate system. Water is an intricate series of doors.
Yeah.
But
It
when
is.
but when God says more, then we're fucked.
And sometimes it's too full of bacteria from people's butts.
And all this shit, all of this shit the Romans figured out thousands of years ago without any electricity or technology.
That's crazy. I don't believe that.
You should.
Well, I do believe it. Like, let me be clear. I'm not saying what you're saying is a lie. I'm not a water conspiracy theorist. It's crazy
Water
that
is
they
real.
figured it out back then.
I want to just go around your house with you and just
Okay.
point at stuff and be like, how does that work?
Yeah, no, you can do that. Light switches,
be-
I got no idea.
That would be a great
just looking
supplemental
around my room.
series. Andrew explains things.
You know what's funny is I've like installed dimmers before, but I don't know how any of it works. Like I've put in new switches, but I don't know.
I'm going to go ahead and say that you shouldn't ever do that.
Yeah.
No, I know how to do it. You turn the breaker off, you unscrew
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
you
yeah.
do loop-de-loops, and
But you
You
should.
know,
it's fine.
it's really not that different from water. It's the breakers are just doors,
It's all doors.
opening and closing electric current. Yeah.
I think is it Australia? You're not allowed to do your own electricianing.
Really?
Yeah.
What if you are an electrician?
Then I think it's fine.
Okay. It'd be a weird rule if you were an electrician and you had to hire somebody else. You had to hire someone at the place you work.
How are your dimmers, by the way?
I haven't had a dimmer in a long time, but I have installed them in the past, and they've always worked.
Sweet.
I've never had a fire related to dimmers.
Just related to desk dogs.
Desk dogs, yeah, that's a problem. I'm trying to think any other fires.
I think
Not really.
the hose in the window of the room you're in now, I think that's going to do wonders for you if you set that up. I think
agree.
you'll love that.
The problem, yeah, I'm worried
You
someone's
know-
going to steal the hose, but that's fine. Because I had my doorbell stolen, and it would
Well, how
have
are they
to
going to
be-
steal it? Like, if you see the hose starting to, you see it starting to pull backwards toward the window, just grab it, and then you get to play a fun game of tug of war with a thief.
Attach a bell to it on the other end so you can hear it being stolen.
Tie it around a table leg.
No, I'm going to be laying in my bed with my headphones on, with a waterfall going on in my head. I'm not hearing my hose getting stolen, no matter the amount of bells.
Imagine if someone stole it while you were using it. This gets ripped out of your
There's
hands.
water just shooting everywhere.
Oh, you've got to do this, Andrew.
I'll evaluate and I'll see.
Yeah.
It would be a really long hose.
It's going to solve so many problems you didn't even know you had. Just think of all the unintended benefits. gonna be awesome.
I'm trying to think. Yeah,
Like
I
you
don't know.
won't even know it till in the moment, and then you'll be like, "Oh, you know what? It would be great if I had a I do." And then you're going to be like, "Oh, this is chalk another one up for good idea."
You'll be so much more hydrated as well. Because I feel like sometimes you might be feeling a bit thirsty, but then you're just like, nah.
Yeah. And
Oh,
the nice
yeah.
thing about a hose is it can put that water in you fast.
Okay, so realistically, a good use of this would be, and I just can't. I think it's a bad idea. I'm not supposed to, but an inflatable hot tub would be great on the patio, and it would be very tight. There'd not be a lot of room for it. I'm not supposed to do something like that.
Are you talking like on your balcony?
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be real nice.
You
I
think
just
it can
walk out.
support the weight of a hot tub?
An inflatable hot tub? Yes.
Why don't
Well,
Not
most of the weight's going to be in
Gonna be
the
the
water,
water.
probably, I would think.
Well, it's they're pretty big as well. I see what you're saying.
What's below your balcony?
Another balcony,
Yeah, you might want to warn them.
Soon to be very wet balcony.
but it's my balcony.
Oh,
Oh, you're fine. You should warn yourself.
I do want to note that full of water and people, inflatable hot tubs can easily weigh up to 2,500 pounds. So just do less people and a little less water.
over a
Get
ton.
it down to about 2K and you're good, dude.
Do you happen to know? Can your balcony support the weight of a car? Because that's about what that is.
Why wouldn't it be able to?
what if he's
I don't know. That's what I'm asking. If you think it can support a car, then it's like if you could put like a Nissan
parked car?
Sentra on it, I think you can put a hot tub.
I think I'm probably just a bad read on that. In my head, it's sturdy.
Is it held up by like beams from below, or is it just hanging out of the side of the building?
I think it's just hanging out of the side of the building.
You know what you could do? You could get some chains and you could loop them to the balcony. Is there anything above you?
Here we go. Yeah.
Just the roof.
Here's what you do with the chains.
Perfect. You get the chains, you loop them up to the roof, and then you winch that so it's secure, and now you've got extra support.
Forget the roof. Put the chains, hurl them straight over the top of the building so they hang down on the other side, and hold up a balcony on that side too.
Perfect idea.
So they're holding each other up.
Yeah. You don't even need chains for that. You could do nylon rope probably. That would hold.
What is the weight capacity of the average balcony?
Dude, we had there was an incident a couple years ago in Austin, like maybe 12 years ago, where a bunch of people were having a party on a balcony on this fucking house over on the east side, and it was on the second floor, and they were like 40 people on the balcony when it collapsed.
Oh my God.
And there was a lot of people got like not severely, but decently fucked up from it.
I have an answer immediately of, generally speaking, balconies are load rated to 50 to 100 pounds per square foot. And then immediately, and people also ask, can my balcony hold a hot tub?
Oh, well, there you go. And the answer is?
Almost always, the best choice and most can hold a small hot tub. Most high-rise apartments and condos have balconies built with reinforced steel and cement, which will not be damaged by steam. There's another one, are balconies strong? Which I love that as a search. Like, what a dumb guy. Are balconies strong? So it's like 100 pounds per square foot, so I could figure it out. I can do the math on this. I can measure it.
Did you see the comment lever that posted this picture?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It is
That
an
should be
Achievement
our
Hunter logo.
gaming channel, right?
Yeah. Well, let me rephrase that. It is not an Achievement Hunter logo. It is a green circular face symbol logo with
The Regulation Podcast logo.
Which happens
Yeah.
to be the
Oh yeah, we changed our name. Sorry.
Oh
the
my
fucking
God.
the lineage in that image is hilarious.
I think there needs to be more like sequel things like that.
Yeah. If the background was red on one side and blue on the other instead of all black, we just have your whole situation going on there.
It's like there's my entire adult life in 300 pixels. Oh my god.
There weren't enough sequel bands, I think.
Sequel
What do you mean?
bands like BANDS?
Yeah. Like you had Jefferson Airplane, and then you had
and then
Jefferson Starship, and then
Starship.
Starship. It's like you can see every iteration.
there was Oingo Boingo, and then they were just Boingo, I believe. at
What?
the end. I'm not joking. I'm serious. Yeah, I think they became just Boingo at some point.
Any other ones?
What other ones? Would you consider, does every member have to be, can it just, like, how many members have to be in the new band for it to be considered a sequel? Like, would you consider the Foo Fighters to be a sequel of Nirvana?
No, I think it needs to be 51% or more members.
Okay.
Yeah, it
Okay.
sort of turns into like a ship of Theseus, doesn't it? Like, sort
Yeah.
of where
Oh,
you're
yeah.
just taking out boards, I guess, band members and replacing them with other ones.
Well, there's a lot of bands out there that exist right now that are that have zero surviving original members, still going strong.
It's crazy when that happens. Like Human League in the 80s, I think before they got really popular, all the original members of the band had left. So by the
Yeah.
time that they got popular, it was just a bunch of people that didn't start Human League. And it's like, oh, that doesn't make any sense. That's crazy.
Dude, I don't think any of the original members of Gwar are alive.
Wild. That's crazy.
That's
Yeah,
insane.
there's definitely not a single original member in that band, but I think maybe one of the last original member died this year or last year. I think I
Oh,
read
wow.
that.
Nuts.
Crazy.
Circling back to cool Achievement Hunter Regulation Podcast logo, we should talk about what's been going on since over the last month and sort of before that to how we came to be and how we have all of our RSS feed stuff and everything set and settled.
That's a
I
great
agree.
idea.
Could we do that? Could I loop up music before? I have one more music thing.
Oh,
I wanted to
please.
say.
Oh yeah, I didn't even get to
I had a big I had a whole thing recently. Do you ever on like your TikTok feed or whatever or Instagram, wherever your feed is, you ever just get like it decides randomly that you're gonna get 50 versions of one thing? Like you've done nothing to influence it, but it's just like the algorithm is like, hey, you need to watch this. This is your thing to watch. Is that something that I've only experienced?
No.
Great, thank you. Good assistance, good teamwork, y'all. Episode
thought you were just
4
gonna
it
go into
feels
it.
like it.
Yeah.
No, I was just
waiting for you.
confirming.
Yeah,
I
I
was
agree.
confirming, but that was fine. Yeah, but there was silence. I had to wait for the because then if there wasn't, I had to explain further. I
definitely call attention to the silence.
I randomly, for some reason, TikTok decided I needed to see a live performance of Macklemore doing Downtown one day, and I got like 10 different things of it, and that is a song I haven't thought about in a very long time.
How does it go?
It's just like downtown, down, and then they yell town a lot, and then there's something about leather and legs. I don't know. Anyway, I always thought that the person who did the chorus of that song was the best part of that song. I don't know their name. I don't know anything about them. But because I kept getting them on TikTok performing with Macklemore, I thought I should look into this person and see what they've done. I don't know anything about them. So I did some research, and I guess they're the lead singer of a band called Foxy Shazam. Has anyone here heard of Foxy Shazam?
No.
No, I had 0 point of reference, but I'm not the biggest music guy, so I didn't know anything about them. So I put Foxy Shazam into YouTube, and I thought I'll just listen to some of their songs because I've never explored this. I like what the guy did in Downtown. I'm interested to see. So I go through the first one, and it's like, that's fine, whatever. And then it was crazy because the second song I listened to, I realized I've heard this song like 10,000 times. I had no idea it was him or was associated. It was one of the songs in NHL 13, which is a game that I played so much the UI burnt into my television. Like I spent thousands of hours making fake Vancouver Canucks teams in NHL 13. I love that game. And it was crazy to think, oh, this guy that I was aware of but thought I had no connection to did a song that I've heard like 10,000 times, and I had no idea. I immediately recognized it as having a great time. I'm going to post the lyrics. And
So Foxy Shazam is one of your most listened to artists, probably.
it is one of my most listened to artists, and I didn't even know it. But here are the lyrics if someone wants to read them.
So come on. Show me a little more. Come on. I like it. I like it a lot.
That's the chorus of that song. And so I'm listening to it, and I'm like, this is take me back to the old days
Yeah.
of playing NHL 13. But then we get a little bit of blindside. Geoff, could you? I'll interject with the addition.
Okay.
Let me post. I just lost my page.
Great.
I fumbled this tremendously, but
I like it.
lead singer
I
of this
like
band
it. Okay.
is named Eric. This is.
Okay.
I felt like I was getting blindsided by Eric when this happened. Oh fuck.
Oh God.
Oh wait, no.
What
I'm just
is
clicking the wrong
happening
tab.
with you?
I just got lost on the tab. Here we go. Okay, ready? Read it, Geoff,
Okay.
and then when there's an addition, I'll cut in.
So are the additions in the...
Just read the lyrics, and I will
Okay,
cut in.
I'm just going to read it. Okay. Oh, come on. Show me a little more. Come on.
That's the biggest black ass I've ever seen.
And I like it.
That's the biggest black ass I've ever seen.
And I like it. A lot. Canucks playoff meta.
Yep, that was part of my notes. Completely unrelated to that. But I had no idea that song was about big black asses. I've heard that song. They edited that out of NHL 13. The version that you said at the top was how I have known that song for like 12 years.
So it's like an edited, so it just skips lines in the song? Or have they like re-recorded it?
No, so they just edited it, but it's not a popular enough song to have a radio edit. So the only version that's like that is in NHL 13 and it's not in any other games. So I was trying to record it. I ordered a copy of NHL 13 so I could clip the version that I've heard, and I'll get that eventually. But I was stunned at like 1 a.m. listening to this when it cut into black asses. I had no idea. It was it blew my mind that is what this song is about. I never really paid attention to the lyrics to begin with, but I was like, I would have noticed that. It's yellow.
That must have been so, because that kind of stuff, when you've seen something a billion times and then you see like the unedited version, it's so jarring. Were you like gobsmacked by that?
I couldn't believe it. I was more shocked than when all the boba pearls flew into my mouth. It was, I truly felt blindsided.
So which version do you like more?
I don't know if I have a pick. I'm still processing my feelings that I feel like I've been lied to for the past 12
Did you feel
years.
like you were in a bizarro world for a second? Or
Yeah,
did you
it was-
immediately understand what happened and clock it? Or did it take you a second to figure out, like, am I being Mandela affected right now?
No,
You know,
I immediately
do I have
knew, 'cause-
false memories?
Only because I had played that game, as I said, for so many hours. Like the fact it was burned into my television. I know that song. I know every song on that game. It's just, it stunned me. It never even occurred to me it could be a radio edit. And the fact that it was, and that's what was edited out, but not even a radio edit, they just chose not to include that.
Do you think there are people who have only heard the Black Eyed Peas singing "Let's Get It Started"?
Oh, absolutely.
I would say a lot of people.
100%.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say, I'm curious how many people have only heard that song through NHL 13 like I have to this point
Probably a lot, dude.
and are shocked.
I wonder if more people know that version or the original version.
I don't think the original one was even a single. So
Yeah.
it has to be.
How do you go from like, okay, we need to license music for our sports game. We want some kind of hip, fresh stuff. Nothing too expensive, so we have to get some up and coming artists. Here's a song about big asses. What if we cut all that? Does it sound like, if you just like remove the word ass, do you think hockey? And somebody's like, I think I could see a puck. And they're like, okay, let's just cut all the references to ass out. And then people just think we like hockey. And they're like, perfect, it's cheap, put it in the game.
Do people still do that where they'll record different versions of the song for radio?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that's ever going away.
I just feel like they just play it or like mute it now.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of like, I do hear a lot of like hip hop songs on the radio that are just muted at the moment. Yeah.
I remember
That's
listening to was it Purple Pills D12 song?
Mm.
Mm.
And it's the radio one is just literally a completely different song. Like all the lyrics are different.
Oh, wow.
How about that CeeLo Green classic "Forget You"?
Oh yeah.
Anyway, sorry. We can talk about RSS and all that stuff. I wanted to.
Oh,
We're talking about music.
we should talk about RSS and all that stuff, but first, what if I pitched to you guys on an idea? On another way to make money in tandem to the Regulation Podcast, or in case things go south on the podcast and we need to pivot. The other day, it's been a while now. I think I actually talked about this before I formalized the idea. I think I might have even mentioned it on or near Anma. About a month or so ago, I was driving around and I was just in a neighborhood stuck at a stoplight, and I was immediately behind a dump truck. And I don't really pay much attention to dump trucks, but that day I decided that dump truck was interesting. It just like stuck out to me. And so I was looking at it and I realized a dump truck's not that big. Like it fit on the road with me. And I was like, man, you could probably have a dump truck as your personal vehicle. And then I was thinking about like the benefits of a dump truck. You look at the back, you could fit a lot of shit in that thing. Like I was thinking recently, I've been doing some furniture moving and stuff recently, and it's like you get a moving truck, it's huge, it's a pain in the ass. A dump truck, you could throw most of a house in a dump truck very unceremoniously, and it'd be like no big deal, right?
It's like a big pickup.
And that got me thinking, what if you bought a dump truck and you turned it into a side business where you just like tape a sign on the side of it that says like need a dump, and then you just like drive around to Walmarts and Home Depots just up and down the aisles, and then wait for your phone to ring. And I guarantee you in a day, you just drive to a dude's house. He's like, yeah, I just got all this lawn furniture I want to get rid of. And you don't even have to help him, right? You could be like, anything you want, throw it in my dump truck, $200, I'll get rid of it. And then you just drive around for 8 hours until your dump truck's full. And then you go to the dump and you pay like $400 to throw it out or whatever, probably clear like $1,000 or more. And if we got 2 dump trucks, Gavin, think about this. We could have a 2-person, or we could even get bigger and bigger and bigger. But I was thinking we could call it dump and dumper.
Ooh.
We could have a dump truck and a dumper truck. And then we could just go around and provide the service. And we're not really even doing any work. We're just driving from point A to point B, letting people throw their own shit in the dump truck.
So we're
and
not
then
even getting out.
Yeah, we don't even really have to get out. We'll have to deal with it at the I guess the city landfill or wherever we get rid of it. There'll probably be some effort there. But that's pretty much it. And then also, as we age and become successful, we could change the name to Dumpy Old Men.
Oh, I
So
like
it seems
that.
to be mostly based around the name.
I got a lot of. I had Dump Up the Volume. I got Big Dumps. I got Dump Star. I got Pump and Dump. If you want to focus on gyms, I got. There's a good one. Dumpty.
The Boys of Dumpty?
Because we have Boys of Dumpty. We have a whole Humpty Dumpty thing in our past. So I wanted to call it Dumpasaurus, but that exists. There's already a service that does exactly that called Dumpasaurus.
What if?
Yeah.
Well, Dumpty could be if you just deliver golf tees.
That's true. That's true. Or we could do bathtubs, and we could be tub dumpers.
So stupid.
I guarantee you. Here, I've even done a little bit of work on it. Here, hold on a second. Let me copy this.
Are you allowed
Here
to just start your own landfill?
Dude. If you had the land, I would think so. Here is an option. That is a Volvo V&L 64 T300 for sale. 24 grand. It's gorgeous. It's in Central Texas. We could pick it up tomorrow, and bam, we could get started immediately. I'm not saying we should. I'm just saying it's nice to know that that's available out there
24
for us.
grand.
If and when we want
it's a 2008, man. That's, it's good.
Yeah. It's already got 1,331,000 miles on it, and it's going strong. These things are built to last.
Wait, it has what? Wait,
Well,
it has 1,333,000 miles.
Oh my
It's
God.
a vehicle. It's not just for popping out to the shops. It's being driven all the time.
1 million is crazy.
That's to the
Wow.
moon and back twice. Well, I guess it's done 1.3. So
And we're not going nearly that far. We're just going through some rich neighborhoods to the dump.
I will say, I like where your head is at. I am wondering if maybe you just need to play some more trucks. Maybe you're just missing trucks, and you're trying to find a way to bring them back into your life.
I think you're
there
right.
might be some
Yep.
truth to that, but dude, come on. Rolling around in a dump truck called Dump and Dumper or Dumpy Old Men would be
Yeah,
pretty
that's-
fucking cool.
that's pretty good.
And as silly as it is, I guarantee you that business model immediately works. And I bet within a month and a half, you've paid that off and you're just making pure profit.
I think you're underestimating how much it costs to dump a whole dump truck's worth of.
Well, I
dump.
looked into it. And I couldn't find. I do my research. I couldn't find any landfills that listed prices for dump trucks, but for the biggest truck they had listed, it was like $250. But I think you could probably fit a good $10,000 worth of stuff in one dump truck by the end of the day. So if you have to pay even $1,000 as a dumping fee, you're still taking home, $9,000 a day or something.
I wouldn't trust that dump truck on my patio. I don't think it could support that.
That's
I'm
fair.
looking at the truck. I think it's too big.
What if you treated it kind of like an ice cream van, where you had like a special dump song that played, and as you drove around the neighborhoods, people would hear the dump song and come running outside with chairs and stuff.
I really like that as well.
Would it be Thong Song and it's just the dumps like a truck part over and over again?
it would just be it would just be Dumb and Dumber, them singing Mockingbird over and over and over again.
We've locked in a dump
Mock.
truck song. We don't even have a theme song for this podcast yet, but we have a dump truck song.
Why don't we have a theme song?
We have to
That's probably
Pick
Nick's
one
fault.
or something. I don't know.
We'll just get the old one.
Make one.
Probably
I don't
gotta
know.
buy it. Hey, can we just buy it or something?
Well, if we had the rights to it for the other podcast, we still got the
That
rights
is a
to
good
it.
point. We now have
we don't,
our
we,
IP
we
and
don't
everything.
have the rights to. We do
No,
not have
it
the rights to
doesn't work
that
that way.
song. Yeah, that is
no,
not how that works.
We definitely
It
no
is-
longer have the rights to
It is also very expensive. So if you want to make a theme song, let us know, I guess.
I made one for So All Right the other day. That was pretty good.
Really?
What did you use?
Hell
Can we hear
yeah.
it?
Dude, I fucking used my mouth to do it.
Oh, it's like
I'm like a Bobby McFerrin.
Yep.
Ugh.
Yeah, Nick's heard it.
Can we get a preview?
No, fuck you.
Oh, come on. You can't do it right now? Just a little bit?
I don't remember it. I don't have it in
This is
front of me.
already a long episode. We're supposed to talk about our RSS stuff. That
Oh,
might
we
have to
should
do
get
on
into
the
that.
Next
Let's talk
episode.
about it.
Yeah. No, we should have done it 15 minutes ago.
No,
we're
we're
doing
doing
it
it right
at
now.
this point.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to revolutionize the dump industry real fast.
Yeah, okay. We can cut all that out and just go to the RSS stuff.
If we do Dump and Dumper, I want to drive Dumper.
Can I be honest with you? I thought you would.
Thanks.
Yeah. No, I was already ready to give to concede Dumper to you.
Do I need
That's
a
totally
special
fair.
license?
We might. We absolutely might. We'll have to look into that. Well, you're going to need any
Definitely need
license.
What if I only have that license, though? I can't drive anything below 16 tons.
I got a level 4 commercial license. Do you want to drive my Volvo? Oh, I wish I could. Oh, Christ. All right, let's get into it all.
I'm excited.
Me too. Take it away.
I don't know anything about RSS feeds.
Eric.
No, you
Gavin.
guys got it. Go ahead.
Gavin. Go, Gavin.
Oh, shut, Eric. You wanted us to talk about this for the last 45
No.
minutes. Just talk about it.
I'm not the one who brought it up the first time or the second time. I tried to steer it to here. That's it. So
Okay, who brought it up?
Take it away, Geoff.
Hey, what's up? It's your boy, Lil Jeffy here, and I just wanted to,
an hour into the podcast and you're doing introductions.
and I just want to talk about. I don't know if you're
What?
aware, but Rooster Teeth, the company we all used to work for, very recently, very quietly, wasn't well brought. A lot of people didn't hear about it. It certainly wasn't well explained or documented publicly. But that company, Rooster Teeth, very quietly closed down in the middle of the night. Nobody saw it coming. Nobody knew. We were all caught off guard by it. We certainly didn't have months and months and months of excruciating time to prepare for it. And so as a result of that, our little podcast, the Face podcast, we lost the rights to because it was owned by Rooster Teeth Productions because we created it while in the employ of Rooster Teeth Productions. And so when Rooster Teeth was shut down by Warner Brothers, all of the intellectual property that the employees made as employees or that was owned by the company became the rights of Warner Brothers, who was willing to work with all the individual content creators Rooster Teeth employees that were interested in the IP that they had worked on or created to try to help them acquire those rights, I guess it would be the way to say it. And that's turns out a very long and painful process, and it's not anybody's fault. I don't think any of us were mad at anyone, or it wasn't like us versus Warner Brothers or Rooster Teeth or anything like that. It's just there's a lawyer for every lawyer, and everything needs to be checked and cross-checked and spelled out explicitly in contracts and stuff. And some stuff was real easy to get. I got So All Right in about 13 minutes, but. Face was a really valuable property for Rooster Teeth, and it because of that was more complicated to acquire the rights to, and so we did, but it just took a long time.
It was a double whammy, too, because
Yeah,
not only was it profitable enough that it was worth something, it also wasn't like a big heavy hitter like a Ruby or a Red versus Blue. It was just some dog shit little podcast in the corner. So it didn't
Yeah.
necessarily have the priority of the heavy hitters,
Right.
even though it did require an actual purchase.
right. We're not Death Battle or Ruby or Red versus Blue,
Yeah.
so we're not that high up on the food chain, but we're high enough on the food chain to be on the food chain. And so there was a lot of it was just a lot of back and forth and trying to acquire what we could and as much as we could. And, we're very happy to report that we own the entire back catalog of Face. We own the name Face. We own all of the merchandising designs for Face, all of the supplemental Face content. We own Face Off, which was the first exclusive show. The only stuff we didn't maintain the rights to was the Let's Play content.
And the song, I guess.
And the song, the Let's Play content and the song. And we've wanted to talk about it and explain it along the way, and we've been very close. But it has literally been, for the last, I would say, 3 weeks, it's all going to be worked out tomorrow. So just
Yes.
wait till tomorrow. And then it's like tomorrow rolls around and we're like, there was one other person had to take a look at something, or this got kicked back for this one little thing. So it'll probably be tomorrow. And it's just been tomorrow's for a couple weeks. But we're finally through all that. And it was a lot of work on Gavin's end. I really appreciate all the work you did, Gavin. You definitely took the lead on that in a lot of ways, and means a lot. in all
Absolutely.
seriousness.
Yeah, huge for us. Thank you so much.
It was fun to finally step up in the final days of the company and use my email for real business. And then in the middle of all that, my email got turned off.
No, that's funny.
But one of the advantages of us having the IP now is we have our old feed, right? So people can now listen. If they were subscribed to Face, they will now get the Regulation Pod in that place, as well as we offer a ad-free version on our Patreon at $10 at the extra medium tier.
The rollout wasn't ideal. We were kind of dealing with, we were trying to shoot at moving targets all along the way. And, we made some missteps, of course. But the most important thing for us was to be there and to be available and not skip a beat. We said that in as many ways as we could over and over again, that for the audience, we want it to be, and it wasn't transparent at all, but we wanted it to be as transparent as possible. You listen to us on one Wednesday, Rooster Teeth goes out of business, Regulation spins up, you listen to us the next Wednesday in the same place at the same time, like nothing ever happened. We wanted to make it as easy and seamless as possible on y'all as we could.
And we did assume that it would be a shit show.
We
But
did.
We just still wanted to do it anyway. And I think even though it wasn't seamless, we still didn't have a gap, and I'm super happy about that.
Super happy about it. Yeah, it didn't go perfectly, but we didn't expect it to, and we just, more than anything, we just wanted to be there and making content. And this is, I don't know, I hope it comes across, but this is outside of my family, the flesh and blood of my family. This is the most important thing in my life, and it means everything to me. And the idea of stopping would crush my soul. And so I didn't want to stop. I didn't want to stop. I didn't want to pause. I didn't want to stop for a week, let alone a day. And I would rather deal with the foibles and the little fires that pop up along the way than stop and wait and wait and wait. Because if we did that, we'd probably be recording episode 1 today.
Oh God!
Yeah, that's probably.
I didn't even think about that. That's terrible. Yeah, no.
Can
so
you imagine
glad.
spending the last 5 to 6 weeks totally sitting on your hands, not
That would've been
communicating
miserable.
with our audience, not communicating with each other in this way, not creating this thing that we're all in love with and obsessed with? Yeah, I couldn't. It just wasn't an option. And so thank you so much to the audience, to every comment leaver and Regulation listener for your patience with us, with our temporary feeds and our temporary solutions, and following us along the way. Now we have our forever homes. I think the only thing we still would like to do at some point is change the Instagram name, but that's not a huge priority today. And I think we're finally settled and in our groove, right? I think as of this episode, we're good. This is the first episode we've recorded 100% good and ready to just move forward, kicking ass.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
So we have our regular where you get the podcast and everything channel, but we also have a secondary channel because we don't have the rights to our old gameplay didn't mean that we wanted to stop doing gameplay altogether. So we do have the secondary YouTube channel where all of our gameplay and other things will be going. So you can subscribe to both channels and check them both out because we're updating frequently. And then there's even more stuff on the Patreon. So it's very exciting, and I'm very excited to continue to do this stuff with you guys.
Hell yeah.
You think pre-cum is kind of a lazy name?
Say it again.
What?
Is what a lazy name? Did you say pre-cum?
Pre-cum.
He said free cum as a closer, but I'm not done talking.
What's lazy about it?
Just doesn't have its own name. Pre-cum?
It's just pre. It's adding pre to a thing. It'd be like if
Yeah.
you ordered orange juice, but your empty glass was just called pre-juice. You could just technically apply it to everything. Be like if tortillas were pre-burrito. Like,
I think technically it would be like if somebody gave you a glass and then walked by and put the tiniest squeeze from an orange in it and said, "I'll be back later with the rest."
It's when I put down the first slice for a sandwich, just a piece of bread, and it's
Pre-sandwich.
it's pre-sandwich.
Oh man, I got pre-sandwich everywhere.
Oh, the pre-sandwich went moldy. Fuck.
I just had to throw away so many pre-sandwiches because of mold.
Oh my god!
I will say,
okay,
we put a bow on our thing.
Yeah,
This is one last thing. I have an exciting announcement to make that we're excited about. No, don't say, "Oh Christ!" It's a genuine.
I just don't know what
positive
it
thing.
is.
I know we don't know what it is. I don't
We
know.
kind of know what it is. We talked about it a little bit. The cookbook. We have a cookbook that we released a long time ago.
Yeah.
And people have been wondering about a PDF version. They've been very patient with us, and we've been saying, "Hey, we're working it out." A lot of that working it out was what we just talked about. Of like
All of
getting
it
the rights
was
to
that.
Yeah.
100% of it. There's not
It
a
was
little
that.
bit of it. There's all
So
of it.
now that we have it settled, that is going to become available to all of our patrons for free, no matter what tier you're at. $5, $10, whatever. Any of our tiers, you will get that for free. And we're also going to put it up in our shop for $6.99. So if you just want to buy it and you don't want to be a patron, totally fine. It will be available as in a PDF form on our Patreon page, which I assume we have linked in the description of this podcast.
Yes, I'm making a note right now to even say cookbook is out in PDF form at patreon.com/theregulationpod.
So enjoy that. It's I love our cookbook so much. I'm so happy that we were able to make that. Geoff, you did such a great job with the photos. The art in it is fantastic. I'm so glad that people that were not able to get the physical version will now have access to.
A lot of wise written words in that book too.
Mm-hmm.
a lot to pay attention to. I'm also very excited about it. I was that book was definitely a labor of love for Tony, who did the vast majority of the work on it. I think it was something that we're very proud of and excited to be able to share it with more people. You know,
Is the Regulation podcast just longer than the other one?
I don't think so.
Not always.
No,
We just had to catch up.
It's not.
Oh, speaking of which, we should
It's
probably
not.
wrap it up. But can I, we just had that whole serious RSS discussion and kind of the explanation to sum up why we've talked around things for the last month and not been able to just, I don't know, be 100% open as we go through it. We just couldn't potentially damage any negotiations or deals. But I do, in all sincerity, I do want to say a special thank you to Jordan and Hannah and Yuri and Hirsch and everybody at Rooster Teeth who, after they got laid off just like us, stuck around to help negotiate these licensing deals and help us acquire our intellectual property, because that was a lot of work for them, and they definitely didn't have to care so much as they were also losing their jobs. So I really do appreciate everybody that helped us get our independence. So,
Yeah,
absolutely.
The ability to just text Hannah instead of have to deal directly with someone I've never spoken to at Warner, absolutely game changing.
Yeah,
throughout that whole process.
And they were so helpful and kind and seemed to genuinely want to help us get our rights. And I really, really, really appreciate it. It would have been so much harder without them, if at all possible.
What a great episode. It was nice syncing back up. I'm excited for next week. Don't even have to wait a full week.
Are we allowed to call our own episode a great episode?
Yeah,
I think so.
absolutely.
Oh,
I didn't even get to ask Andrew if he learnt his chair.
Oh, you have to wait till next week. That's a little tease.
Oh, shit.
Little tease.
that's a no.
Tease. I love it. That's awesome.
Definitely.
That's
It's a
definitely
tease.
a no.
That's a tease.
That's a oh shit, I have a week to learn my chair now. Christ.
Nope. Big old tease.
I want to tease that I got a new chair also. So there's new chair discussion in the next
A
episode.
lot of chair
Oh
content
my
next episode.
God.
We'll let you know who learned their chair first. I'm really, really excited.
Oh, while we're teasing stuff about chairs, I'd like to tease out. Here's a tease. Did Geoff get a new chair? Tune in next week to find out. Maybe he did. Probably he didn't.
Oh.
You don't
Thanks
know.
for listening. Bye.